Okay. Okay, I'm over here on the east side of Detroit. I'm over here with, what's your name, man?
Meech Icewood.
Okay, Meech Icewood. Okay, well, first I want to start off and I want to ask you, you know, Detroit got a pretty bad reputation around the country. And you grew up here, right?
Uh-huh.
And what part of Detroit did you grow up on?
East side, East Jefferson.
So what can you tell people about the east side of Detroit?
You know, we get a bad rep and shit like that. People feel like normally like the east side is the worst part of Detroit, which, I mean, I guess kind of, sort of, but I mean, it's cool because I grew up here, so I know how to maneuver around this motherfucker. But if you know, if you mind your business or whatever, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, mind your business and keep it moving.
Yeah, and I think that's true probably of a lot of places. So, like, how would you say, what is Detroit like now compared to, like, say, 10 or 15 years ago? And would you say it's getting better or it's getting worse?
10 to 15 years ago.
Because I'm figuring you out. How old are you? 26. Oh, okay. Well, you older than I thought you was actually, but so you should remember that far. You know?
Yeah. I remember that far. But you know, I was a young nigga, so I was kind of oblivious to like certain things that was going on around the city. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure it was still fucked up. Like motherfuckers still out here trying to make some money, killing, dealing. You know?
Right. And so now you do rapping. And I'm going to talk about that. Well, actually, first, before I get into that, I want to ask you a little bit more about you growing up. And I'm asking this because we had spoke about it.
Right.
And you was recently, like, incarcerated.
Yeah.
And you want to tell the people a little bit about whatever you want to tell people about that.
Yeah.
And you know, and what did you learn from that?
Basically, I was incarcerated for a situation that I did when I was 22. You know, if you listen to my music or watch anything of my old videos, you know, I talked about, like, you know, me and my cousins broke into a Sprint store before. And we stole like $92,000 worth of smartphones, you know, but we ended up getting caught up with foreman and all that shit. And I was on probation for 5 years. So, you know, they fucked up with my probation or whatever. So when I got locked up, I got extradited back to Pittsburgh. They had to see my original judge to get, you know what I'm saying, retrial and stuff like that. But, you know, it was more fucked up to me because, you know, since then I really ain't been out here on shit. Like I've been like, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep my head above water and not like really doing bad shit, you know what I'm saying? So when that happened, I was kind of fucked up behind it, but it was really a blessing in disguise because as soon as I went to court and I saw my judge or whatever, he really discontinued my probation and I just got to pay my restitution. So I'm good. I ain't even on probation no more.
So now it was 2 times. Was it for the same thing?
Yeah,
or?
same thing. Y'all, the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But when I just got locked up, it was for a probation violation, basically because they fucked up.
Okay. But it all stems from the same.
But it all stems from y'all breaking
case.
inside that phone store.
Oh, okay. Now you do some rapping. I want to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
First, Detroit. What rappers do you like from Detroit? Who is the best right now in the city?
Best right now in the city?
Yeah, in your opinion, or
we got a couple of people, you know.
Or the best ones.
You know, dudes like, you know, T Grizzly, Sada Baby, you know, Doughboys Cash Out.
Who do you like the most out of the Detroit rappers?
Everybody. Well, my favorite.
And who is who is your favorite rap artist? Would you say, or a couple of rap artists overall, and who is the favorite ones from Detroit?
From Detroit, Blade Icewood, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's who
yeah.
That's who your name is after.
Yeah. It's at the Big Meech and Blade Icewood, my 2 idols from the city. You know, these are the 2 dudes that I got more respect for than anybody from here. You know, I kind of look at them like my father figure, so that's why I like name myself.
Did you know either one of them?
Not personally, but you know, okay. I always like heard things and watched interviews and stuff like that. So I grew up listening to their words and kind of mold myself after them. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Now I know and I might be. I know the Icewood guy. He's not around.
No, yeah,
he's deceased. And what about the other one?
He's incarcerated right now.
Okay. I didn't know what had happened to him.
Yeah,
I know it was something. Yeah. So yeah. What do you think about our current mayor? I mean, we all know about, for people who don't know nationally, and you can look him up. Kwame Kilpatrick. It was a whole bunch of. I mean, it's just like, you can write a book. Well, there is a book written on several books. But what do you think about our current mayor? I know he did a few good things, but now it's been a little bit of stuff going on with him. So what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? To be honest with you, I can't speak too much into that because I really don't know all the things that he's been doing. But I mean, the city's still fucked up basically. So I don't know like what is he like, what's going on or anything like.
The only thing I can see that he did is that now we do have a lot of street lights. So that's at one time it wasn't. It's most of the streets do have street lights now. I can say that, but it's other issues.
But yeah, listen. Detroit ain't been the same since the '60s, and people need to know that is because remember like in '67 there was a riot. Or whatever, all the like a bunch of buildings got destroyed and a whole bunch of properties got burned down and everything like that. I think it was like $1 million in damage or something like that, if I'm not too mistaken.
Probably more.
It hasn't like this city hasn't recovered since then, since the '60s, and when that happened, all the white people moved from Detroit and moved out across 8 Mile and stuff, that white flight stuff. So they really stopped caring about these communities, these inner city communities after they left or whatever. So it been like fucked up and shit. And the things that's like crazy now is that they're moving back into these communities and stuff like that.
Like Midtown and all of that.
Yeah, so that's why they're trying to kind of like building up like certain blocks and certain areas and putting street lights and all that stuff up though. But I don't have no problem with white people moving back. But the thing is though, I know when they move back, like the rent prices are gonna go up. So they're gonna push the poor people that are in these communities out. You know what I'm saying?
And really, it's more than just white people. It's people with money.
Yeah, people with money.
So some of them black. You know what I'm saying? So they could.
Yeah,
so
true.
Because some of them got out of here too.
yeah, true.
So
they got out, but it was like majority white people though. They got the fuck on and shit like that. And when they got the fuck on, they stopped caring about these communities.
Now let me ask. I ain't asked this question in a long time. What are your thoughts about the president, our current president, and what did you think about our last president?
Our current president, fuck Donald Trump. That's what I think about him. I mean, that nigga's a bigot. That's all that is. He's just an ignorant motherfucker. You know what's crazy? I watched this documentary series on Netflix. It was called How They See Us, or whatever. It was about the Central Park 5. It was about these young 5 black men that got accused of raping this white jogger in New York in 1989, and they had Donald Trump on there. He at the time he bought like a $85,000 ad and said that we need to bring back the death penalty in New York or whatever. Basically trying to get the death penalty on these young men or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking like, man, this nigga been an asshole for years. Like that's crazy. Like this motherfucker's been an asshole for years. I don't understand how black people even voted for him. Well, and off the simple fact that it was reported before that he owned like apartments or whatever and stuff like that, and he wouldn't rent to black tenants and stuff like that. I don't know if people forgot about that, but I haven't. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I think people, I think a lot of what's going on is not really political anyway. True. It's social problems mostly. That's what So
yeah, social injustice always.
Yeah, but let's get back to before I let you give out let's get back to who do you think is the best rapper out of Detroit? Because there was some like controversy. Like, do you like Eminem, and do you think he's the best, or
Eminem has certain songs that I like and stuff like that. I mean, I respect his lyrical ability, but like, do I think he's the best? Like, far as to me, no, because I don't really too much look at him how I see myself or how I see other Detroit rappers because he's not from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people think that, but he really ain't.
No, he's not. He's from across 8 Mile and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Far as who's the best to me personally, in my honest opinion, I like Pero Giovanni. That's my favorite Detroit rapper right now. So I think that's who I think is the best.
What do you think about Big Sean?
I like Big Sean. Growing up or whatever, like I thought he was like a different type of cat. More like backpack or whatever and stuff like that. I've been more occluded to like the street, so I never really kind of cared for him and stuff. But he represents the city. I like Big Sean. He's all right.
Okay. Yeah, okay, well, anything additionally you want to say, and then you can give let people know what your social media and how they can find your music and all of that.
Just want to say that, even though our city's fucked up right now, we're still coming up, I don't want people to give up on the city and stuff. I know everybody that gets their money moves away and stuff like that. And that's probably like the smart thing because it's a hating ass city. So people here hate to see other people do good. They'll try to take you down, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I just, pray for our city, man, and hopefully we can come back strong how we was back in maybe like I said, we haven't been the same since the 60s. So.
Yeah, probably, and actually it probably was mostly in the 50s.
Mostly the 50s.
60s with all the other crazy stuff. But let everybody know where they can find your music and find you on all the social media and stuff.
You can find my music on all digital outlets, iTunes, Spotify. You can find it on YouTube at Meech Icewood. Just type in my name, Meech Icewood. And that's my social name, Instagram, Facebook, whatever y'all want to follow me on. Just go on there, just type in Meech Icewood, and I'll pop up, man. Make sure y'all fuck with me.
All right, y'all. This is straight from the east side of Detroit. Yeah.